The United States of America is a very big and beautiful country. Throughout the United States, you can find hundreds, if not thousands, of unique places. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about some of the scariest places in the US. Let's get started. Salem, Massachusetts. At first glance, Salem, Massachusetts is a lovely little town with approximately 44,000 residents. However, its history is not as simple and common as you might expect. In the 17th century, Salem became a place of real witch hunting. A group of girls started experiencing convulsions and claimed that they were being tormented by some invisible forces. Locals took those words without any doubts and started an investigation. Back then, a lot of people from Salem believed in supernatural powers and without any hesitation started looking for a mystical explanation. Their guess was that those girls were cursed by a witch. The next step was to find those witches. The first group of women accused of witchcraft were a lady named Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba. Tituba was a local enslaved woman. Under pressure, Tituba confessed to being a witch and implicated the other two women. As a result, it started a hysteria in the local community and they began a series of witch trials. All of the local residents were suspected of taking part in witchcraft. Therefore, in May of 1692, Governor William Phillips created a special court that was supposed to handle a rapidly growing number of cases involving witches. As a result, 19 people were executed, 18 of them by hanging, and one man was pressed by a huge stone. Suddenly, the governor's wife, Lady Phillips, was accused of witchcraft too. As a result of those accusations, in October of 1692, Governor Phillips shut down that court and released from prisons the remaining people accused of witchcraft. As you might guess, a place with such a dark episode in its history almost immediately began a destination for fans of scary urban legends. For example, locals believe that Giles Corey, a man who was executed using a heavy rock, cursed the city of Salem and scares its residents as a spirit to this day. At the same time, in Howard Street Cemetery located in Salem, there is a grave marked Witch Mary. There is no historical evidence that this grave belongs to a woman who was accused of witchcraft, but locals still believe that that's the case and you should not get close to that grave. Some people in Salem even prefer to avoid this area at night because they believe that Mary's ghost wanders around the cemetery. All these legends and beliefs about Salem created its unique character. At the end of the day, it's up to you to believe or not in those legends. The Villisca Axe Murder House. The Villisca Axe Murder House is a house located in Villisca, Iowa. This house became a place of a big tragedy that took place on June 9, 1912. At night, Josiah and Sarah Moore, their two children and two visiting children were brutally murdered. The most gruesome part of this crime is that it was committed using a blunt side of the axe. Local authorities started an investigation, but unfortunately a murderer or murderers have never been found. This accident shocked many people even outside of Iowa and became one of the biggest unsolved crimes in the history of the United States. Over time, this house was featured on multiple TV shows. This coverage in the media created a lot of attention towards this place. Therefore, the house where this tragedy took place transformed into a place of interest for people passionate about paranormal activity. The current owners of this property turned it into a museum. You can purchase tickets to this house if you want to explore its history and the paranormal activity associated with it. It's quite easy to predict that a place like that would become a popular destination for people interested in ghosts and mysticism. Many people who visit this house report seeing ghosts and hearing strange noises. If you have ever been to this house, please let me know in the comment section if it actually was scary or not, but we will move on to the next scary place in the United States. Mount Shasta. The next scary place in the United States I'm going to tell you about is actually not a building or even something created by humans. It's literally a mountain located in Northern California. Its name is Mount Shasta, and this place is not just a beautiful landmark but also a popular destination for people interested in urban legends. Locals have multiple different legends associated with this place, and I will tell you some of them. First of all, some people believe that this place is a hideout for people from Lemuria. For those who don't know, Lemuria is a mythical continent proposed in 1864 by zoologist Philip Sclater. Some people believe that this continent actually existed, but it sunk in the Indian Ocean. After that, Lemurian people had to relocate, and they chose Mountain Shasta as the new place of their residence. They built an underground city inside of the mountain, and occasionally they interact with local people. The next urban legend claims that you can encounter very unusual creatures there. For example, some people believe that you can run into a UFO or Bigfoot there. There are actually many reports of people seeing both UFOs and Bigfoots, and therefore some people just believe that this mountain is a place of concentration of supernatural energy that attracts all these mythical creatures. Finally, there are actually a lot of disappearances and mysterious deaths related to Mount Shasta. While some of these incidents can be attributed to the mountain's rough terrain and harsh weather conditions, others remain covered in mystery. If you decide to visit Mount Shasta, please be careful. Who knows, maybe all those legends are actually true. The Stanley Hotel. The next place I'm going to tell you about was featured in literature and pop culture on many occasions. You probably have seen this image before. You might have seen either a meme that used this famous facial expression of Nicolas Cage, or might have seen a movie called The Shining by Stanley Kubrick. The Shining is a horror movie based on a novel by Stephen King, which is also called The Shining. If you have never seen this movie or read a novel, this is a horror story and it takes place in a hotel called Overlook Hotel, which uses the Stanley Hotel as its prototype in real life. Stephen King wrote a novel while staying in this hotel in room 217. After that, Stanley Kubrick used this novel as the foundation of one of the best horror movies in human history. Get ready, because right now you will hear some spoilers. I will explain to you what's going on in the movie so that you know why this place got so famous, but I still highly recommend watching the movie or reading a book. The family of Jack Torrance, a financially struggling writer, moves into the Overlook Hotel after he is offered a job as an off-season hotel caretaker. Jack hopes that this job will help him to reconnect with his family. However, over time Jack becomes insane. He sees ghosts of former residents of this hotel, such as Delbert Grady, a former caretaker who killed his entire family a few years earlier. As a result, this ghost convinces Jack to do the same thing to his family, and he starts chasing his wife and children with an axe. It's not hard to guess that a hotel like that would get a reputation of a haunted place. Many people believe that it's one of the most haunted hotels in the United States. Nowadays, Stanley Hotel offers tours that will help you to immerse in its scary and mysterious atmosphere. Also, some people who stayed there report ghostly sightings and strange occurrences. Therefore, if you want to experience something like that, I think the Stanley Hotel is the perfect place for you. The Amityville Horror House. Now let's talk about another place in the United States that also became an inspiration for a book and later multiple movies. This place is called the Amityville Horror House, which is located in Amityville, New York. In 1974, the DeFeo family lived in this house. On November 13th, Ronald DeFeo Jr. murdered all 6 members of his family family while they were sleeping at night. This case became a national focus of attention for two primary reasons. First of all, it was the cruelty of the crime itself, and second was the motivation of the murderer. During the investigation, Ronald DeFeo Jr. claimed that he committed this crime because voices in the house ordered him to do it. In December 1975, the Lutz family purchased this house for a reduced price. However, they didn't stay there for too long. They moved out after spending only 28 days in this house. They claimed that they experienced various paranormal activities, including weird noises and cold spots, and some family members even claimed that they've seen ghosts. This story only added more disturbing details to the history of this scary house. As a result, Jay Anson wrote a book called The Amityville Horror, in which he detailed the experience of the Lutz family while they were staying in this house. This place is just another example of multiple scary sites in the United States. Thank you so much for watching my video, I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss my future videos. In the future, I'm planning to make more scary content and videos about scary places all around the world. Again, thank you so much for watching my video and stay safe.